Man, what's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? It's crazy how when you get rid of one sin, another sin follows. And then when you open up the gate to do one sin, another sin follows. I'm leaving the gym, and this girl that I know, she had her, hold on, let me grab my little protein drink. She had her little electronic cigarette, a little vape, you know. She also be reading her Bible too, but it is what it is. And then I was like, nah, what that is? And she said, what's what? She tried to hide it. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to hide her shame, you feel me? And I told her, I said, that's how I know you're not doing your cardio because you smoking them cigs, you feel me? If you was to start doing cardio, you would stop smoking them cigs, right? You feel like you'd have to choose because you can't really do both. You know, your body gonna be suffering. And it's kind of crazy how when you start to work against one lust, you know, another lust follows, you know. If you wanted to, why is this person stopping right in front of me, bro? Lame. It's like, bro, like if you really wanted to have a good one, all right? Thank you, thank you. God bless you too. Thank you, you too. Yeah, said I had a lovely smile. She said that last week. Hope she ain't lying. But yeah, man, you get rid of one sin, another sin follow, bro. It's crazy. You feel me? Like, let's say you wanted to stop watching pornography and fornicating with dirty websites. You know what I'm saying? If you stop doing that, watch, you're gonna find the strength to stop that alcohol addiction, to stop that smoking addiction. You feel me? Because you understand the power in saying no. You understand what it takes. You know what I'm saying? Before we started to really start to fight our own lust, you know, it was hard for us to say no to certain things. You know, we said yes to everything. We just added more pleasures upon pleasures, and we found it harder and harder for us to turn away against our lust and fornication. You know what I'm saying? But when I was struggling with dirty websites, you know, I wasn't really saying no to eating those bad foods. I wasn't necessarily saying no to partying, drinking when I felt like it, you know. But when I threw away, you know, my lust addiction, when I stopped having sex, when I stopped watching those dirty websites, I found myself smoking weed non-existent. I wouldn't even say I was smoking less. Like, I really wanted to stop doing both of those sins, but when I stopped one, another one came with it, you feel me? And it was that much easier. You know, my biggest things was if I could just stop smoking weed and if I could just stop watching dirty websites. You know, I could stop having sex, you know what I'm saying? But the dirty websites is way more accessible, you feel me? And it was like, dang, like it was just holding me in bondage. And I knew if I could stop one, I would just be able to stop the other easily, you know? And it happened straight like that. It was so simple. It was so simple, you know? And where I'm at now, with me running, being as physically active as I am, it'll be so hard for me to even think about like smoking a cigarette, smoking weed, watching dirty websites, because I know those things are going to take away from the growth that I've been putting in. You know, it's going to take away from the gains, man. And I've gotten too far. I've genuinely gotten too far, and I cannot turn back now. Like, I genuinely can't, you know? But just me doing those things is keeping me out of doing other things that I don't need to be doing, you know. And we have to have that confidence, you know. When I turned away from my lust, I gained more confidence. I realized that dang, I really can stop doing things that I felt like I was addicted to. You know, a lot of us ain't never turned away from any of our addictions, you know. So we don't really have the confidence. We truly don't even feel like we can stop. We wish that we could stop. We don't truly feel like we can. You feel me? Simply because we're not used to stopping. We're simply just not used to stopping, you know what I'm saying? But that confidence comes from trial and error, you know, a lot of back and forth. You know, I've been through a lot of back and forth in my life in terms of fighting my lust, you know, but it's all grouped together, right? Let's say you open up the gate and you was watching corn, you was smoking weed like how I was, then you fell back into the world like how I was. Tell me why you might even fall back harder. You may pick up another spirit that you didn't have in the beginning. You know, you might have been a little too overconfident, being like, I would never do that. Then you find yourself doing that. I would never eat that. And then you find yourself eating that. I would never go there. And now you're in the mix of going there, right? These spirits are nothing to underestimate and nothing to play with. We are never above sin. Never feel like you are too good to be in anybody else's position, because you can be there tomorrow. You can be there today, you know? You never know. You never know the power of fighting sin, and you never know the power of falling short either. But it's important for us to understand how far we can take it and how far we can push it, you know? Push new limits, new heights, new goals. You know, it makes no sense to be addicted to electronic. Damn. Yeah, man, it makes no sense for us to be addicted to these things, man. They're genuinely just holding us back. And we know it too. But we've gotten so comfortable with just destroying our lives. And it's sad. It's really oh so sad how we don't even love ourselves enough to quit doing the things that are holding us back. And then in return, we add on and continue to do the things that are keeping us in our slump, keeping us in our vomit. Isn't it a shame? Isn't it amazing almost how the devil really can deceive us to just accepting the fact that we're willing to dig ourselves in holes that we don't need to be in? Like, it's actually sad. Like, it's genuinely sad. Like, isn't that scary? How you're just so used to just living your life the way you are, and you're just used to being the fuck up. Isn't that crazy how you're just used to being mediocre? You're just used to being average. That's insane. Like, we think it's okay for us to just be addicted to things that aren't healthy. Like, we'll walk around being like, yeah, I know I'm addicted to smoking weed, but everybody has their sin. And you saying that, you just accepting that, bruh. Like, that's actually, it's sad, but it's understandable because everybody has their own thing. I was in my thing. I was walking around dapping people up, talking to motherfuckers, and I had a whole porn addiction just in the shadows, you know what I'm saying? And then when you get out of that funk and you look back in hindsight, you realize, like, damn, everybody else got the same things going on too. All these people I'm talking to got a porn addiction. All these people got a lust addiction. All these people got something that's holding them back from following God. You know what I'm saying? Without feeling like a hypocrite. All these people feel like hypocrites, bruh. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that sad? Like, we just get used to that, bro. We just got used to that. We don't even love ourselves. We got so used to hating ourselves. It's sad, bro. It's sad. It's scary. And where I'm at now, man, life is so simple, man. Like, what I gotta do is make sure I'm following commandments and enduring, but I'm not necessarily stuck on no weed, drugs, sex. I'm at a war for the mind right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a blessing to be there. Not like I'm overconfident. Like I said, you know, I'm never above falling short, but I've learned a lot along the way that can help prevent me from falling short. I've understood the importance of just not putting yourself in the midst of sin, so I don't have to fight harder. You know what I'm saying? Like, even that alone is saving me a lot. So I'm just trying my best to remain appreciative of that. But just understand, when you get rid of one sin, another sin is gonna come with it. You know what I'm saying? And when you add one sin on, other sins are gonna be added on to that too. So don't underestimate the devil, man, for real. Because you can fight with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's your only way out, for real. No cap. Shalom. All praise in the Most High. God bless the sons of Abraham. God bless the daughters of Sarah, man. For real. Dang.